Message from your person: I'm afraid you can't handle the truth I have to tell you. It may surprise you. I don't even know how to begin this. I've rewritten this message in my head 1,000 times and deleted it just as many, because the truth is I don't know if you're ready for what I'm about to say. And maybe I'm not ready for how you'll react. But the universe keeps pushing me toward this moment. Your energy keeps pulling at me. No matter how far I go, no matter how silent I become, you never really leave my mind. So here it is, the truth I've been hiding, the truth I was terrified you'd see. I'm afraid you can't handle it, not because you're weak, but because it changes everything you thought you knew. What you never knew about me, you always saw the version of me I allowed you to see, the calm one, the composed one, the one who seemed sure, confident, and unshaken. But what I never showed you was the war happening inside me. You see, when I met you, I wasn't ready, not emotionally, not mentally, not spiritually. Instead of admitting that, I pretended I had control. I acted distant when I cared. I stayed silent when I wanted to speak. I pulled away when I should have moved closer. It wasn't because I didn't feel anything, it was because I felt too much. The truth about why I ran: I didn't walk away because you weren't enough. I walked away because you were everything, and that terrified me. You awakened parts of me I had buried for years, parts that had been hurt, parts that had been betrayed, parts that promised themselves never to feel that deeply again. You didn't just enter my life, you disrupted it. You made me question the walls I built. You made me feel seen without trying. You made me imagine a future I wasn't prepared to face. Instead of choosing courage, I chose distance. What I never admitted to you: there were nights I stared at my phone, typing your name and then erasing it. There were moments I felt your presence without explanation. Times your energy hit me out of nowhere and I knew you were thinking about me. I tried to convince myself it was a coincidence, but deep down, I knew it wasn't. You were never just someone I met, you were someone my soul recognized. The lie I told you and myself: I said I needed space, but the truth was I was afraid of attachment. I said I wasn't ready, but the truth was I was scared of losing you if I tried. I acted like I didn't care, but the truth was I cared so deeply it overwhelmed me. You see, it's easier to walk away than to risk being fully known. And you had the power to see straight through me. Distance doesn't break soul ties. Silence doesn't erase truth. Time doesn't weaken what was real. I carried you with me in quiet moments, in chaos, and in regret. Even when I smiled for the world, there was a part of me still searching for you. Part 2, the truth hidden behind someone else. I need you to listen to this without interrupting it with pain, because what I'm about to say isn't easy for me, and it wasn't easy for you to live through either. The truth about the other person: yes, there was someone else, but not in the way you think. They weren't the one who had my heart. They weren't the one who understood me. They weren't the one who challenged my soul. They were a distraction, a shelter I ran to when I was afraid to feel too deeply for you. I chose familiarity over intensity, comfort over connection, and safety over truth. I convinced myself that was maturity. It wasn't. It was fear wearing the mask of logic. Why I didn't choose you back then: you didn't come into my life gently. You came in like truth. You asked nothing, but your presence demanded honesty. You didn't chase, but your silence held weight. You didn't control, but you changed me. I wasn't ready for that. I was still healing from wounds I never told you about, still carrying disappointments that had nothing to do with you. When you stood in front of me, open, real, and unguarded, I panicked. I acted like it didn't affect me when you walked away, but that was the biggest lie I ever told. I felt it in the quiet moments when everything slowed down. I missed the way you understood me without explanations. I missed how you listened, not to respond, but to feel. I realized something devastating. I didn't lose you when you left, I lost you when I didn't fight. The guilt I carried in silence, I watched you from a distance, your growth, your strength, and the glow that came from choosing yourself. Every time I saw you rising, part of me felt proud, and another part felt unworthy because I knew I contributed to your pain. I knew you would have stayed if I had been brave enough to be honest. The connection I chose after you was easy, predictable, and emotionally shallow. It was safe in the worst way. There were no deep conversations, no spiritual pull, no mirror forcing me to face myself. At first, I liked that because it meant I didn't have to grow. But comfort without connection becomes emptiness, and emptiness is loud. I started seeing patterns, repeating lessons and familiar disappointments. The universe kept asking me the same question: why are you settling when you know what real feels like? That question haunted me because I had experienced real once with you. I finally admitted to myself that I wasn't afraid of losing you, I was afraid of becoming someone who would have to show up fully. Part 3: The Truth That Ends the Cycle. There is something I haven't said yet. Saying it would change everything, and now I'm ready to let it change everything. Why this connection never broke. Some connections aren't meant to fade or be replaced. They are meant to transform you. What we shared wasn't accidental timing or a coincidence. It was a mirror. You saw parts of yourself in me, and I saw parts of myself in you that I had been avoiding my entire life. This wasn't about possession, it was about awakening. The karmic lesson between us: you came into my life to show me what truth feels like. I came into yours to show you what self-worth looks like. You were meant to learn that love should never require shrinking. I was meant to learn that love cannot survive fear. We triggered each other not to hurt, but to grow. And when growth was required, I ran. Why you had to lose me, this may be the hardest truth to hear. You didn't lose me because you weren't enough. You lost me because you were finally becoming too powerful to settle. If I had stayed in your life while I was still afraid, would have limited you. I would have asked you to wait, to compromise, and to doubt yourself. The universe refused to let that happen. It separated us not as punishment, but as protection. The choice that belongs to you. I didn't come back to restart the past, I came back to close the cycle with honesty. Unspoken truths trap you, and you deserve clarity. I see your strength and your resilience. You didn't break after me, you evolved. This is where the truth surprises you: you don't owe me forgiveness. You don't owe me a second chance. You don't owe me access to your life. This message is not a request, it is a release. Whether you walk forward without me or open a new door with different boundaries, that power is yours. The final truth: if you ever wondered whether it was real, it was. If you ever questioned your intuition, it was right. If you ever blamed yourself, stop. You were never the problem. You were the lesson I needed too late. And now, this is where it ends, not with bitterness or regret, but with understanding. If our paths cross again, it will be because both of us are whole. If they don't, then know this: you changed someone forever without trying, and that is rare.